Welcome to our program. We're going to talk about exams and the school system. Not that interesting for some, but we aren't going to talk about the actual exams, but rather about now to react and respond to them and the changes we think we should make in today's school system.
A lot of parents put a lot of pressure on their kids, and sometimes it is too much to handle. A principal in Singapore said that amongst all students, there is an artist who doesn't need to understand maths. There is an entrepreneur who won't need English literature or physics. And there is an athlete whose physical fitness is more important than chemistry.
This is something many people forget, and it's a very important lesson. We obviously want our children to do well, but it can't cost a price that is too high to pay.
The principal reminded us that whenever we stop putting pressure on the kid and let him focus on what is important, the kid will do much better, and you have to tell them that you love them whatever happens, and that one exam won't depend on his life.
We interviewed this amazing principal and teacher, and this is what she had to say. She said that they had a lot of students going through depression and anxiety attacks due to stress.
She also said that a fair amount of students had dropped out of high school or college due to pressure from their parents. This just shows us how important it is to know what you have put yourself into and not overdo everything. Everyone can't be good at everything, and that's a fact. Stress is not good for anyone, and it shows in different ways. It can cause mental illnesses, it can cause food disorders due to performance anxiety, and it can cause acne to break out, etc.
The principal said that she had been accused for putting pressure on children. She responded that in reality most pressure comes from strict parents.
Having a child failing subjects could be for different reasons. It can be because he or she doesn't understand the subject or teacher. It can be attention seeking to make the parents see them, or it can simply be pressure from classmates.
We interviewed a few people to see what they had to say about having exams. Here's what they answered.
Carlos said that it was a waste of time and that it killed your self-esteem. He also said that there are too many and that it all depends on them. Memorizing and forgetting after a week is totally useless.
Sky told us he thought it was better if we just did projects and that it doesn't not measure our real knowledge. Munoz told us he thought they suck and they shouldn't rate us our knowledge depending on one day.
Pina said he hated them, that they gave you anxiety and that we should not have created them. Mateo told us that he thinks they are good to be able to grade our students.
Maria told us that she thought they were good, but some were not useful. Patricia Libertad said that they were useful to measure the students' knowledge.
Felipe admitted that they were important, but he said that teachers should be able to choose the weight in the grade. Ryan said that they were useless and that students had forgotten everything before the next week.
Paki admitted she was against exams. She said that sometimes they could be useful if students weren't paying attention in class. She also told us that trimestrals and annual exams should be taken away.
Guadalupe confirmed them as necessary to balance out the activities done in class. She also said that they were not an only method to measure a student's knowledge, when everyone could have a bad day. She told us that exams were not only an individual test, but could be done in groups or partners, although it is harder to see the individual knowledge. Having said that, she also told us that she preferred projects where you could use your knowledge and investigate.
The German teacher said that they were necessary to measure knowledge but shouldn't be a heavy weight in the grade. They should not be the reason you had failed a subject.
Irea told us that she was in favor to not have exams and that she did not like them. She confirmed that teachers should use other methods to grade, such as looking at students' skills rather than knowledge.
Albert Einstein once said, "If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it's stupid." School has not changed a thing over 200 years, and adults claim they are preparing the children for the future. They make them to go to school from 9 to 4, sit in a classroom and make them raise their hand if they want to speak, have a short break to eat and then repeat.
Nobody is the same, and that is scientifically proven. So why do we keep aiming to be equal robots that do not know how to think for ourselves? A teacher that stands in a class with 25 students with different needs and different dreams, and then yet again treat them all the same. What are we aiming to create? What this world needs right now is innovating, creative kids who will serve a purpose in this world.
Our dream is to create an environment that is safe and a childhood never to forget. Spending all our time on studying just for a number or a letter that will determine how successful we will be, that's the point. We should be able to enjoy our youth and be able to play with our friends. We cannot say it is impossible because countries are already trying.
Finland is a good example, where they have shorter school days, no homework, and most of their grade depends on investigation and projects. What do people think we can change about the school system? Here's what they said.
Ana Rivas said that we should change the curriculum and subjects should be optional. She also thought it was a good idea that only have one subject where all subjects are mixed.
Paki told us there should be less students in the classes and less content. She told us that she wanted classes to focus more on writing and expressing yourself orally.
Jacqueline. She said there should be less content and more practical exercises.
Carla said that subjects should be optional because depending on what you want to do for a living, you can skip certain subjects.
Arturo said that he wanted all states in Europe to have the same expenses on education. He also told us he wanted to have just private and public schools, not semi-private.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to tune in next week.
See ya!